we're joined by Newzroom Africa's Athi Mtongana with the latest. Athi, you were part of that vote this afternoon, and of course, if we're to look at sort of the indications that were there prior to today, very much signaling the fact that the fate of Mkhwebane was a done deal. The ANC went into it pretty secure about the votes that it would garner, including with the support of the Democratic Alliance.
Yes, especially given the recent remarks by senior ANC politicians. Number one, the Deputy President of the ANC, Paul Mashatile, coming out to say that the ANC is straightforward with regards to how they would be dealing with the matter around Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane. And prior to the sitting today, that interview with the Chief Whip, Pemima Jodina, saying that they will indeed be voting in favor of the adoption of the report. I do need to note, Kathy, this evening that now that this process is done, it's not that the President will receive the report as a recommendation. The Constitution states that he must then ensure the removal of Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane from office. I'm joined by the Chairperson of the committee, Dyantyi. It's been such a long journey, Chairperson, to get to this point. We've spoken about the charges and the findings of the committee, but when you look at the sitting today and the overwhelming number, because she only needed, or let's say the report only needed about 66% for it to be adopted. But the numbers today, 318 in favor of the report.
I see that as a demonstration of confidence in the serious work that we did, this unprecedented work we did as the committee, that you have these numbers. For me, it demonstrates that it's a confidence to the committee that did its work, that today we're able to close this chapter in the manner that we do. There's obviously going to be people with different views and different standpoints, but overwhelmingly, the National Assembly today voted for the first time in the history of this country for the removal of a Chapter 9 head of institution, and in this case being Ms. Busisiwe Mkhwebane. So that's where we are. As you indicate, either tonight or tomorrow, whenever the Speaker writes that letter to the President to say, here is a decision of the National Assembly, and the President this time is emphatic. It's not a discretion on his part. He has the final sign-off on the matter. But it's been a long journey. We were steadfast. We were very resolute. There were so many off-ramps in the way, and it became clear to us, as I make the point in the speech, that there was an attempt to avoid accounting by the now removed Public Protector. In every way you look at it, from the point that she came there and said she's doing this under protest, you know what happened thereafter. It would have been walkouts, sickness, challenges in court, accusations of bribery, recusals, threatening, everything. There's nothing that we have not seen. But in this journey, I really put my hat off to the members of the committee and the witnesses, 24 of them, that endured the kind of attacks, and I had to preside over those issues and make sure that we want truth, but at the same time I had to protect those witnesses. And as I've said before, it was quite a turbulent journey, but we landed today.
Quickly, before I let you go, Chairperson, the opposition parties by the likes of the ATM and the EFF say that this will not go unchallenged, particularly when you look at the fact that Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane will not get to enjoy some of those benefits she would have received if she would finish her term. If they're going to court, are you confident in the report and the findings? And what do you say then to her not being able to receive those benefits?
From the word go, we were very determined not to do any shortcuts in this process. We covered all the bases. We took time. We initially would have wanted to do this in 6 months. Couldn't do that. It's over a year now. We're very patient and very fair and rational in our approach. I think that anybody who's not happy with this, they have got the right to go to any platform, including courts. But I'm very confident that the comprehensive work we've put in that report, tomorrow or any other day, whether it is the High Court, whatever court, they will find in our favor because we've really covered the basis. As for the pension issue, I stay away from that. The committee, in its mind, in the manner it did its work, was never occupied by what she will gain or lose. Ours was the preservation of this office and do this in public interest. Those who are responsible for issues of pension, I think they can answer that better. Our work is done. I don't know what will happen to her in terms of those kind of benefits, but it's never been in our minds.
Dyantyi, thank you so much for your time. The chairperson of the Section 194 committee, their work is finally done. They sent their report to the National Assembly, and the report, which obviously recommends the removal of Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane from office, 318 votes, meaning she is going to be removed from office. The letter by the Speaker will get to the President, where he will have to sign. And the Constitution, like I said, Kathy, says that the President must then remove the Public Protector from office. The next one is going to be on the 21st of September, where they'll consider the recommendation of a new Public Protector of South Africa, and that being Advocate Koleka Galek.
Athi Mtongana, thanks for that update. Certainly plenty more from that story. Of course, this now sits in the hands of the President.
Right, and we'll see what happens there, because the Advocate Mkhwebane and the President have their own set of legal issues, and she's already indicated that even with this process, she's not entirely happy and will, for all intents and purposes, try to challenge the process today in court. As and when that happens,